Hi, good morning. Welcome to the Business Spotlight series. I'm here with Joe Clarkson from CW Executive Search. How you doing, Joe?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks, Mike. For a Monday, it's sunny
Yeah,
for the first time in 2026, I think,
I know the roof.
which
The
means
roof's
one
off.
thing. It
Yeah,
means cricket season's getting closer, golf courses are open,
yeah,
and everything just feels a little bit better than the
that's
dull
right.
Mondays we've had throughout January and the previous parts of February, I guess.
Indeed, indeed. Yeah, it makes a massive difference. So
It
if you
does.
could, yeah, tell us a little bit more about yourself, Joe. Sort of exactly who you are, what you do, how long you've been doing it for, please.
Yeah, of course. So, I started in recruitment following completion of a sports degree at university. I think I quite quickly realised that cricket coaching wasn't going to fulfil mine and Jessica's busy lifestyle or financial demands. A friend was in recruitment, and I joined a previous company where I spent 3 years learning the ropes in a 360 recruiter's role, quickly progressed up the ladder and moved on to pastures new and ran a different business for a year, which gave me some exposure to what I would describe as more of a leadership and rounded general management type position.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, Enjoyed it and saw an opportunity to do it for myself. So, wind the clock forward to this present moment. CW has been in business for 6 years, so we're into year seven now. We founded the business, myself and Jessica, my now wife's father, Peter, invested and joined as a director. So the CW is Clarkson Wilkinson. So it is very much a family brand based here in Northallerton, where we were both born and brought up, with a view that we could give people good, solid career opportunities in the town that they live in, because there's
Yeah.
limited in our industry. We're a boutique specialist search firm who specialize in risk mitigation, identifying and presenting the highest caliber candidates in a
Mhm.
particular market at a particular time. We're primarily focused on four key industries, which are fire and security, waste management and recycling, FM, and engineering. However, we've done work in other
Mhm.
sectors. We've got currently a team of 8, which is research focused primarily. We have a head of research in Cameron Kinder and myself running things. Recruitment wise, um, what a journey it's been. We were 6 months in and we had a global pandemic, so you can't really plan for that,
Yeah,
can you?
yeah. Can say that timeline,
Uh,
the
so as just as things
pandemic.
got really good, they got really, really bad actually. But
Yeah.
I think you learned a lot through that, as did
Mhm.
probably everybody. And we're still here with a really solid brand now, a really good book of clients, and doing some really good things in the industry. I think we're specialised across sales right through to senior leadership and touch on multiple disciplines. As far afield as a project in America, we've done work in multiple countries across Europe, with the bulk naturally being here in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
UK and Ireland. So that's a snapshot, I suppose.
So why would people come to you as opposed to another recruiter out there? Is it the specialism that you have,
I think there's
the
a
values
mixture of
that
reasons. I think we've got a really good network in our industries.
Mhm.
So referrals is a great way of winning work. And a couple of your colleagues do actually provide us with some really good
Yeah,
opportunity
yeah.
to meet some exceptional businesses. I think it's through in an industry which is tarnished with quite a negative brush a lot of the time.
Hmm.
We do things a lot better. We're professional, we're personable, and we live by our values. It's really important to me, with both family names in the brand, that we deliver an exceptional service. And look, we won't get it right every time either, but it's
Yeah,
about
yeah.
discussing why and what we can do differently if that happens. People don't really come to us though. I think a lot of our good work is through what I would describe as being professionally persistent.
Hmm.
Once we
Yeah.
get in front of people and talk to them about our process and the great things
Yeah.
we've done, they start to listen. But that initial point of contact, I'm just another recruiter on the phone.
Yeah.
So
You got to break
yeah,
through.
it's challenging. The hairline's a lot further back than it was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
The stress levels can be significantly higher, but all in all, I think it's a genuinely rewarding industry. We help people that further develop and better their career, equally then
Yeah.
relating to their lifestyles out of work. And we work as a bolt on and a partner to a number of businesses who we've seen flourish and grow from
Hmm.
some of them were a £10 million business when we started and they're 50, 60 million now. We've
Yeah.
been part of that. So
Nice.
I'm proud of what we've done,
Yeah.
but there's lots more to do, obviously.
Nice. Okay. So in terms of let's have well the business journey to date then, those 6 years, if there's one word you could describe it, what would that be?
A roller coaster.
Yeah. Lots
I
of up
mean,
and downs.
you can't possibly plan for a global pandemic. How do
Yeah.
you make placements when everybody's wearing masks and not allowed to leave the house? It was extremely challenging. However, I think if you look back now, some of the benefits which have come out of it, virtual working, hybrid
Yeah.
working, being able to communicate and collaborate with people at the other side of the world at a click of the button, and it's became more of a business acceptable tool to utilize, whether that be
Yeah.
Teams
Yeah.
or Zoom.
Yeah.
So it's transformed the industry. And then just as you think you've got things settled and things could going really well, then AI comes. So we're all learning again, aren't we?
So what it's kind of challenges and opportunities in your sector covering perhaps AI there. What
I think
is going on in
there's
your
always
sector and for you as a
what's
business?
what's going on. There's obviously, I think last time I checked, there was like 38,000 recruitment companies in the UK.
Wow.
So there are probably 1,000 claimers to be executive search, of which I would
Mhm.
believe maybe 800 are one man or lady in their bedroom, which is absolutely fine. The
Mhm.
challenge is being given the opportunity to present how different we are and why, and being given an
Yeah.
opportunity to work with the partner because we find that the repeat work comes after that.
Sure.
There's various challenges. Salary levels are through the roof. Candidates' demands are different and high, and it's
Mhm.
certainly a candidate dominant market. They can ask for significantly more money. We're facing counter offer challenges as we always do. People do all they can to retain talent.
Yeah.
And everyone's busy, right? The country is
Yeah.
in a dire state from what I can tell, or everybody keeps telling me it is, but everybody's hiring. Businesses all appear to be growing. So
Mhm.
it's a confusing market to be a part of for me, I think. But as we sit here today,
Yeah.
good people are hard to find and we know how to do it.
Brilliant.
So I'm happy.
Because we hear in terms of Action Coach and what we do that some business owners will reflect and say, I can't find the right staff. You say, well, there's competitors who have the right staff. So how can you attract the right staff?
Mm.
But again, it is a tough market. We say it's a candidates market as well in terms of sort of demands. And has that changed over the last 6 years since you've been in business in terms of what candidates expect?
Oh, it absolutely has. I mean, we keep talking about COVID, but it was such a big part of how it changed. So you had a candidate dominant market, then you
Yeah,
had loads and loads of high caliber individuals available for work, which is
yeah,
exactly what I say doesn't exist, right? I say
yeah,
the best people are in a job not looking for a new one, and you've got to go and
yeah.
get them. Well, they were all here queuing up, but there was no vacancies. No one knew it was going to happen. And it then flipped back. And I think 8 months after COVID, markets picked up and got busy again. And personally, I don't see that changing. I
Mhm.
think what will change is naturally there'll be less recruitment companies out there because a CV database driven type business will be you can do that at the click of a button for £500 utilizing a job board or an AI tool. What
Yeah.
won't disappear is a search firm who delve deep into people's backgrounds and deliver a really personable service
Mhm.
and a professional opinion built on 10 years of experience, 50 in business collectively. That's not going to disappear.
Yeah.
Um, it should only get better for us, I think.
Good stuff. And in terms of, I suppose it's attention, isn't it? Getting the ability, as you say, to have that message
It's
delivered.
reach. which
Yeah.
is why I've reluctantly done this. I hate doing stuff like this. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie. Like
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I woke up this morning. I'll be open and honest with you. I'd forgotten. I looked at the calendar and I thought, oh no,
I've
one of
got to do
these to
this.
do. But it's reach, isn't it? Hopefully,
Yeah.
people will watch this that can relate to it, and
Yeah.
if nothing else, it gets a message out there.
It's that human element that AI can't deliver.
It'll never ever replace that.
Yeah, that's it.
Um,
That relationship. And
it
people
will
want
help.
more of that.
Of course they do. And look, it's great for supporting you with
Mm.
documentation writing. It's brilliant for social media, but you've still got to read it because it doesn't
Yeah.
write for you, does it? You can
Yeah.
tell straight away.
You got to put a
You've got to speak
personality
it.
into it, into an approach. Yeah. It's
Yeah, it helps used in the right way, I think.
yeah, good stuff. So what's the biggest lesson you've learned, Joe, throughout the last 6 years of being managing
Hon-
director of your business?
Honestly,
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing that I've learned is, and this is going to sound ridiculous, but I'll
Go on.
explain, is to not work too hard.
Hmm.
So I went at 100 miles an hour from day one and found myself in a position where we'd grown really quickly, but you burn out.
Hmm.
I, our business runs much better with the guys working less hours, extremely efficiently, rewarded with afternoons off work, additional holidays.
Hmm.
The culture's better, everybody's fit and healthy and well, and you're able to enjoy your life. So I think there's a lot to be said for work-life balance, genuinely.
Yeah, the
We don't want to spend every day in the office, do you?
no, that's it. The art of effortless living. So it's not like
It's
downing.
it's definitely not effortless. I do about 40,000 miles a year and work like a
Yeah.
dog,
But I
or
mean
at least
it's got to feel like the right kind of work and not
it
forced.
does. It does.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I won't change what I do because most days I get up looking forward to go to
Yeah.
work, and so do the team, or at least they tell me they do.
Yeah.
The second that starts to change, you've got a problem, haven't you?
That's it. It's doing, yeah, as you say, that kind of middle way between when effort's required, it's there, but it's effort that you enjoy doing. When
Yeah,
it starts to become forced, as you say, because you're trying to, I don't know, just heavily engineer something out of desperation or lack, and
correct.
a myth that you're living by that I've got to work 100 hours to make a business work. Superhero
It's
items.
so not true.
That's it.
It absolutely not. Of course,
Worst for you.
we have demanding and rightly so clients who need the service and they need it delivering in a timely fashion now.
Yeah.
So we will deliver, but deliver in such a way that we can enjoy everything in the background at the same time.
So have you heard of James Clear?
I haven't, no.
He's a guy who's written a book called Atomic Habits, and it
Right.
very successful book. But is a quote around him is you don't sort of rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. So
Yeah.
having the systems in place to be able to have the right balance of work, life, but deliver that, those systems as a
It's
business.
something
Yeah.
we've got a brand, a really good brand, a good following, a good client base, and the most important thing we've got is a really, really well engineered, good team.
Yeah.
They are the system, really.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
know the business inside out and deliver really, really good results on a weekly basis. It kind of is at a point now where it will, to a point, run itself.
Mhm.
We'd have nothing without them, though. You are only
Yeah.
ever as good as your team, aren't you?
And how long did it take you to sort of get to this point, or would you? How long have you been doing it for? I guess, and
I
was it?
think this is year seven, but I think the business still has a lot to change. We're always looking at how we can improve and develop, and the next thing that we're looking at doing is starting what I'm describing as, I guess, an academy. So building 2 to 4 apprentices in each year for the next 5 years, with a view that the team size will then be at 20 to 25 is the hope.
Yeah,
But
good stuff.
it's where do you stop? Because we're in a business of supplying people, and
Yeah.
people can be a real pain.
Demanding, hey, and they've got all their life's
They do. They absolutely do. And everybody's different.
expectations on their
And
shoulders.
everybody's very, very different.
Yeah. So what inspires you to do what you do, Joe, in that context? Because, you will come up
I
against
like
pandemics, people and stuff like that.
I genuinely enjoy helping people.
Yeah.
I also find it to be rewarding and fulfilling. But at the end of the day, it's to provide a nice life, isn't it?
Yeah.
To visit new places, go on holidays, give
Yeah.
give the wife a nice life. It's about being able to do all the things you thought you'd love to do as a child and growing up. We're able to do that, and
Mhm.
to see the business flourish so the guys can do it as well.
Yeah.
Rest
Uh,
assured that I want to play more golf and work less.
yeah. Well, perhaps that's where the vision comes in. If I get to this point, and then that's me kind of out or semi-retired or whatever that
Yeah,
goal
and
is.
look, I'm 34. I'm going to be doing this for a long time. The view is if you keep building, you get it to a point where the brand and the client base is even
Mhm.
bigger and better. You should be able to do less for more. You've
Sure.
worked for it, haven't you?
That's it. Leverage what you've built. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, of course.
Nice. So if you were to give some advice then, Joe, to someone, let's say yourself back at 18, and then for industry perspective, someone just starting out in the industry. So first of all, if you were to look back when you were starting out, what piece of advice would you give to yourself?
First, fresh into recruitment, right? Is that what we're
Yeah,
talking
or
about?
hindsight, a bit of life advice if you're gonna, if there's something that would have been great to kind of pass on to
I
yourself at
think
18
probably
having
your
gone through that.
first 3 years in this industry are the most important. You will probably need to do quite long hours, but
Yeah.
the more you knuckle down at the start, the better you set yourself up for the future. At the time, I was wondering why I was missing cricket cup matches and not necessarily going to its social events, which I would have normally gone to.
Yeah.
But now you get to a point where you can do all those great things again. I
Mhm.
think also you need to trust the process because it is relentless. When you
Yeah.
first start and you're going to be making 50 calls to people who really don't want to talk to you, you don't really have a clue what you're doing. You're just picking up the phone because you've been told to.
Yeah.
But it will come together with the right leadership and guidance.
Yeah.
And I got that. I previously worked for a business called Newman Stewart and then MSS, and there were some great people in there who taught me a lot.
Yeah.
We're, granted, we're competitors now, right? But you learn from those people, don't
Sure.
you?
Yeah, yeah, that's it. The right people will help you move on through your life. They're not there to put
I
you
guess
down.
my other piece of advice would be there must be careers which are easier than this. You've got to be very thick-skinned.
Yeah. A certain resilience, should we say, in terms of moving through those
For sure. I mean,
times.
you can be. I read something on LinkedIn last week, and it was a week in the life of a recruiter, or a couple of weeks. It's like Monday, you book 3 interviews in. For Wednesday, you win a new piece of work. You go home. You're top of the world.
Yeah.
Tuesday night, two of the candidates drop out. The client fills the role through someone else. Wednesday, you're ready to give up. Thursday, one of the candidates rings back. They do want to take the job. You're a hero again. Come back in on Monday and they've accepted a counter offer. Like what's that is your roller coaster right there. That
Yeah.
happens every single week. You've just got to have more good stuff than bad stuff going on.
Yeah. Perhaps it's go through the rest of life, whether you're in recruitment or anything with that kind of attitude. Perhaps not as intensely, but
Yeah, I think I've got a number of friends in recruitment, and we always have the exact same opinions. And you know when one of them's calling the other one that it's going to be, oh, guess what's happened now?
yeah.
And you're never ringing to tell them something good either. You
Yeah.
just ring
Just
into
need to let
more.
off some steam.
Yeah, exactly that. I think it is that for sure, which is why it is so important to have a release. I go
Yeah.
swimming 3 or 4 lunchtimes a week, and I make sure that I'm out of the office playing golf at least one afternoon,
Yeah.
weather permitting, because it's a clear mind, isn't it? It's important.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. That's it. That'll keep the resilience going. Don't want to get too bogged down in the negative stuff very
No, I mean
quickly.
there's loads and loads of positives as well, but I think it's a competitive industry and there's a
Yeah, yeah,
number of moving parts. So we've talked negatively at times about candidates and different things
mhm,
happening. these people have to make the right decision for them. It's not
Yeah.
necessarily going to be the right decision for us. So got to remain impartial as best you can.
There we go. Some good advice being shared there. Thank you. So, lastly, then, in terms of any latest news about what you're up to, Joe, or even a case of sharing your website, contact details for anybody who might want to get in
The
touch with you.
website would be good to share, really,
Yeah.
because it was recently redone. So we got a new website, I think probably about 6 months ago now. So
Cool.
our vacancies, some of our vacancies are listed on there. There's a little bit of information about the
Yeah.
business and stuff. But our social, we're very active on LinkedIn. The CW pages we're following for latest news, a bit of social things around the team from time to time,
Nice.
and look, the other thing to note is the best thing to do is to reach out to us directly. We're a search firm. Not everything we're doing is going to be published out there
Yeah.
in social media platforms. It's confidential. Um, we'll continue to grow. We welcome new opportunities to talk to candidates and clients alike, and don't be afraid to pick up the phone or drop us an email and get in touch. I think
We'll put
that's kind of
your
where
contact
we're at.
details. Yeah, yeah. We'll put your
Pardon?
contact details in the copy at the underneath
Yeah,
the
yeah,
video
please
as well, the
do.
website, stuff like that. So, and your
For
LinkedIn
sure.
profile. So if people do want to get in touch, they'll be able to do that nice and easily. Joe, it's been a real pleasure talking with you. Thank you
You
for
too.
sharing all you
No,
have.
you're all right.
And
Thanks for your time.
yeah, awesome job. And there was no need to kind of be looking at the diary slot this morning and thinking, oh no, it's all
I
good.
did do that, but it's done now.
That's it. Thanks very much.
Cheers, bud. Thank you. Bye bye.